In our last class, on 3rd, we decided that we will discuss about Sri Ganesha to some extent before we begin with the Panchama Veda, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. The birth of Ganesha, as we find, it is very interesting. The Ganesha is a human body, elephant-faced god. He is very popular and loved by millions and millions of people, particularly Indians. The Ganesha usually is having 4 hands. In one hand, he is holding a lotus. There is a symbol of enlightenment. In another hand, he is holding an axe or a trundle, trishula, a trident, and to cut the fate of karma. Third, he is holding a laddu as a sweet ball. Actually, this is the reward of the tapasya. But no one will find that Ganesha is eating it. In all the places he is only holding it. This the tapasya phala he gives. And another, it's showing the abhaya. That's called symbol of blessings. Of some time it will be some ropes. That is the symbol of binding. And the big trunk, that is the symbol of strength, and at the same time discrimination. When the elephant goes with that long trunk, it can even remove a needle. So that is the symbol of discrimination. And there are 2 tasks is there, elephant task. One is full, another is broken. The full task, the symbol of, it shows the symbol of non-duality, only one task. We will be coming to the stories, different type of stories are there, explaining why it is 1, why it is 2, like that. Large ear is the wisdom, the symbol of wisdom. Lord Buddha and all, they are having the large ear. The symbol of wisdom, they all listen first. And then only they take the decision. First they will be hearing from others. Egoistic people, their ears are small. They don't like to listen. They don't like to take the opinion of the others. The ego so much. And the large belly is the symbol of Brahmanda, everything within him. On his chest, crossing the left shoulder, like a cigarette thread, a snake. There is a symbol of yoga. He is a yogi. And very peculiar, is a huge body, but the carrier is a mouse. Why? The mouse actually, our senses, our jiva's senses, constantly nibbing, constantly eating something and trying to enter into everything is a very bad habit. And that is the reason Lord Ganesha holding it, controlling it. Hinduism basically a symbolism. Anything and everything that you see is a first and foremost is a huge philosophy, wonderful philosophy, fathomless philosophy. And at the same time, that philosophy, which is so subtle, that for the ordinary people, they have made different type of symbols. The Ganesha is a symbol of unique symbol of the whole Hinduism. Hinduism believes in 2 things. One is consciousness and another is physical action. The consciousness reflects through the mind, and the mind generates thought and work, and our senses, it works. We will find afterwards how in the different Purana they are giving the description of the birth of Ganesha. How it happens? We find that in the Linga Purana, it says that God were desperate in heavens because of the problem. What was the problem? Any good work they try to do, unsuccessful. They can't be successful. Why? But their cousin, they say in the story, their cousin Ashura, Deva and Ashura. Whole of Hinduism full of different stories of Deva and Ashura. These Devas, as if they are very good people, they are educated people, effulgent people, and the Asuras are all bad. And this way they have depicted. And the Asura and Deva, Asuras, whatever they are doing is all successful, and the Devas, what they are doing are totally failure. What they will do? They went to the merciful one, that is Shiva. The Shiva, he accepts everybody and tries to help them. So Shiva is easily approachable. Shiva, they are going to Lord Shiva, and all the Devas and Asuras, they are praying to Shiva. Now Shiva said to the Devas, what is your problem? What do you want? Then they said, our problem is we are not successful in any of our efforts. But the Asuras are becoming more powerful. What to do? Please help us so that our obstacles of our life removes. Then the Shiva said, so be it. Okay, that will be done. Then the Shiva looked at the Parvati, and Parvati from her mind creates one beautiful god, that is Ganesha, Vignanashaka. And the Ganesha means, now this is the creation, the divine child. It's called the Devas are fulfilled with joy and serenity. In the Linga Purana, it's describing like this. When the child was born, the Parvati, the holy consort of Lord Shiva, the Shakti, primal Shakti of Lord, she is creating a divine child. This Brahma is giving the name, you are the Lord of the Ganas, all creatures. You are the Lord of the Ganas, so Ganapati. Ganapati. Now this wonderful God is coming. The Devas and Asuras, they are constantly existing within our mind. Now if we explain the whole thing, now here we find that the dual nature mind, one is Diti, another is Aditi, non-dual. The dual is Diti, means dual. Aditi, and they will be writing as if the two lady wives, mothers of Deva and Ashura. So Diti and Aditi. One is dual, another is non-dual. So that is the Ashura never bother about the obstacles. They dashed against obstacles. The Devas, on the other hand, are sensitive enough to realize their own worth and want to overcome obstacle instead of getting crushed by them. Who are the Asuras? Selfishness. Our own selfishness. We only like to live, we only like to get the name, fame, everything in this world. When you are born, we are all simple, all children are simple. They don't bother about anything in this world. They are so happy with a small thing of doll or a chocolate or something eatable. They are happy. How come so much of desire? From the past birth, it is coming whole of desire and creating problem. So here, the more there is desires that like to enjoy in these worldly things, and the same thing we will read in the Kathamrita, Bachanamrita, in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. In the Prana Krishna's house, Thakur is sitting, all the neighbors are there, and they are eager to listen to Sri Ramakrishna, what he will say about God, what he will say about the religion. Then he said, Ishvara and his creation, these are the two things. The creator and his creation. Majority of the people, they go for the creation. They only think that the creation is real, and no one think about the creator. The creator is more important than the creation. That's why Sri Ramakrishna is telling, somehow you are trying to know about how much money the landlord is having, how much his property that he is having, how much this and that he is having, all his wealth, in his word, Aishwarya, that you want to know. Why don't you go and first see him, meet him, and then develop a friendship with him, brotherhood with him. Then he himself will tell everything. Somehow or other, you go and meet God, realize God, you will know everything about God. Here also we find the same creation and the creator, Diti and Aditi, Deva and Ashura, and the same our mind, within our mind. So that is why some people, very few people, they like to come to God. Why? Because God do not allow them to come. Why? Because He gives them so much of desire. Full with desire, full with other things, they are dissatisfied, they are going to different places, but never come over here, never come to the God. Then the person, one devotee asking Sri Ramakrishna, what is the way out? Upai ki. What is the way out? Sri Ramakrishna said only two words: holy company and prayer. Holy company and prayer. This is the only two things are there. So we will come to that. In the Padma Purana, now they are describing in a different way. They are describing that one day Mother Parvati anointed her body with turmeric. In our country, the people, the particularly ladies, they will apply the turmeric paste. And Mother Parvati, she as if applied the turmeric paste, and she was waiting over there. And the same thing, the same story, in a different way, they are telling in this way. The Mother Parvati wanted to go for bathing. Then she asked the bull of the Shiva that you, the Lord Shiva's Gana is one of the major Gana. You be here in the gate so that no one enter. But at that time Shiva came, and naturally Nandi gave the way to Shiva, because Nandi is devoted to Shiva, not to Parvati. And Parvati got angry. She then created from her that paste one small child, and very peculiarly to make him very strong, elephant head. Next day, when she was going for bathing, she asked Ganesha, she gave the name Ganesha, you protect the gate. And before Shiva came, Shiva had sent some of her people, Nandi, Bringi and all that, go and tell Parvati that I am coming. and Ganesha didn't allow them to enter. So obviously there was a fight, and very peculiarly, which was unthinkable for Nandi Bringi, the small little boy defeated them. Then they went back totally beaten, and then they reported to Shiva and told, one little boy is there, very peculiar human body, but elephant head, so powerful, it is impossible to defeat him. We couldn't enter, we couldn't tell mother that you like to come, we are sorry. Then the Shiva himself came. Both were not knowing each other. The son and the father, they were not knowing each other. So obviously Shiva first asked to go away, but he didn't give away. He told, my mother is bathing, until she gives me the order, I am not going to listen to anyone. Shiva got angry and killed the boy, cut his head, and when he was dying, the Ganesha shouted, Mother, and that reached the Parvati's ear. She came out, got furious, wanted to destroy the whole world. Now came the other gods, particularly Vishnu and Brahma, and pacified her, and they told, we are going to take care of him, he will alive again. Then the Shiva gave the boon, okay, whomever you see the first, bring his head, and then I will give him the life again. That's why again the Ganesha became. The first they saw an elephant, brought the head of the elephant and elephant head. So this is another version of the story. And in the Hindu mythology, this is very peculiar. They will be telling the wonderful stories, very, very peculiar stories, totally unbelievable almost. The modern day's mind, they don't like to believe this type of stories, but they like to listen to it because attractive. And at the back of it, there is the philosophy. And this was the story. The mother, another version says, the mother, she created that out of the turmeric paste and then took it to Ganga that was flowing in the heaven and put it inside the water. Immediately from the Ganges, from the Ganga, came out a very powerful, effulgent, a male boy. The male body, a boy. Then the Ganga claimed it is my son. And the mother Parvati was telling, how can this be? It is my son. I have created. I only bathe in your water. The Ganga claimed, no, I gave the life. You have created the body, but I gave the life. Then the Brahma came and he said, okay, he will have two names, Gangeya and Ganapati. Why Ganapati? Because all the Ganas, the followers of Shiva, as because he is the son of Shiva, he will be the master of all the Ganas. So obviously, he is Ganapati, as because the Ganga gave the life, so Gangeya. Now this is the stories of the creation. This is the whole story. Now come out the speciality. Why he is like this? So peculiar body and all. Now here we find so many wonderful ways they say that we find that the boy Ganesha, the Parvati, is the supreme energy. In the human body, the supreme energy resides in the Muladhara Chakra. Now comes the philosophy. The Ganapati is a story, very fascinating, very attractive. Now comes the philosophy. How it is? And it says that the first and foremost thing, we have to understand where from the Ganesha is created. And who is creating? The primal energy. And who is this primal energy? And it says in the human body, the primal energy It resides in the Muladhara Chakra. The first base thing, and it names as Kundalini Shakti. Kula Kundalini Shakti. And this is so powerful, and it purifies everything. In the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and all the yogis and in our Indian tradition, they say the moment the Kula Kundalini Shakti comes up towards the head, one after another the energy fills the heart of the human being. And we have changed, we have seen the changes. It's not only hypothetical, it's practical. And we have seen the changes when someone is meditating. This primal energy is going up, everything is changing. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna giving a wonderful description. When it comes to the heart, how it becomes, when it comes to the throat, then in between the eyebrow, and then afterwards in the center of the head. Sahasrara, what changes it comes. These Muladhara Shaktis, all impurities go away. That's why the Ganga. The Ganga gave the light means what? It has the purity. Unless and until human mind is pure, it can never get the blessings of Ganapati. Gana means everyone. And who is everyone? Brahman. Atman, the Brahma, the Atma, everywhere. So ultimately the Hinduism goes to that one thing. All is nothing but the creation of one being, and that name is Brahman. This Brahman covering everything, all over. And that is the reason. This Parvati, when she was bathing, then Shiva came. By this story, what does it mean? That means when this energy rises, consciousness also becomes manifested. What is that consciousness? That is the Shiva Shakti, or the knowledge about which the Veda speaks continuously, and about which the Upanishad says, Bhagavad Gita says, the Gurus they say, Atma Tattva, that is the consciousness. This consciousness comes so secretly, certainly unaware of the person who is meditating, trying to become a spiritual aspirant. Suddenly the consciousness comes. So that is and why Parvati is the story depicting that she is going for bathing, that means very secretly. And when we are practicing sadhana, not before everyone, secretly, Mone, Bone, Kone, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, within our heart, within the forest, away from the vortex of the city life, and in a corner of your home where nobody is there, when you are alone. And that is the secrecy. Look at the story, and then if we can understand the real meaning of the story, the wonderful philosophy comes out. This is the Ganesha. And this Prakriti, this our Parvati, she is applying turmeric, yellow color. And they say, the yogis say, that in our own body, Muladhara Chakra, it is yellow color. That's why the Shakti, it likes yellow, yellowish. Ma Sharadamani Devi, suddenly she is telling, I love yellow color flower, Muladhara Shakti, the primal energy, Parama Prakriti. She likes yellow color. And the Shiva, the consciousness, the Sattva, white color. Mother said, Thakur likes white color. I like yellow color flower. Look at it. So how, as if it's nothing, just that she likes yellow color. No, because of the primal energy, because she is the Shakti, Parama Shakti. So like this we find the physical world, it represents the Devi. The Devi, the Prakriti, she is representing the physical, and the Shiva is totally Sattva Guna. Why the Shiva is cutting the head of the Ganesha? When a person is trying to become holy, meditating, practicing austerity, one after another power comes. Ashtasiddhi. Majority of the spiritual aspirants, they fall of that. Because of that only. Shiva is the Guru. Shiva wants to help. And Ganesha, when he got the blessings of the primal energy, the Shakti of Shiva, he was getting the power. Then as if it developed ahamkara. I can fight. I can challenge even the God. As if. So the story is giving another meaning, the spiritual meaning. And what is that? If you are practicing the spirituality, you are surely going to get some power. The moment you get the power, you have to be very, very humble. Otherwise, it is difficult. From where the power is coming? Power is coming from the primal energy, from the Divine Mother, from the Divine Source. We forget. And with that, we are even challenging the God, the Shiva. Lord Shiva is sending fast his own people to fight with you, to try to make you understand that you should not behave like this. But this power is so much, they don't like to listen even to those. So the sannyasis, they come, the holy people, they come, the holy books, they tell. But these people become so egoistic. They're good people. They have got the power, blessings of the primal energy, Shakti. But the moment the Shakti comes, thousands of people will go sit at their feet, oh Gurudev, oh this, and then he starts feeling, I am the creator, I can do this, I can do that. And that is the last stage of sadhana. Then they fall. The sannyasi is the last hurdle of a life of a sannyasi. Why sannyasi? Anyone who wants to realize God, the last hurdle is ahamkara. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, Kacha Ami. Kacha Ami means the unripe ego. Unripe ego means this body and associated, everything associated with this body. This is called unripe ego. That you all know, Ami, 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 Ami. Everybody is telling, it is me, it is me, it is me and mine. Who are you? They don't know. What you can do next day, they don't know. But even then, they will be going on telling like this. This is very peculiar. Kachami. Sri Ramakrishna, he is telling, you have to remove the Kachami. Then only you can put Pakami. And he is, Sri Ramakrishna as a guru, removing this thing, ahamkara, which is binding him down with the world. Sometimes he is removing that one by trashing, by scolding, or by touching, or by telling in different ways. Shiva, in the story of the Ganesha, what he is telling? What he is doing? He is cutting the head. Head means the ahamkara. I consciousness. And because he is Guru, first he had sent his own people. But this person won't listen to that. Then the Guru comes because he is compassionate. He wants to help and then cut the head. And we always, and some people in Russia, I read in the newspaper, they are complaining. The Hinduism always in everything of their all the stories, all the gods and goddesses, they are only teaching about fighting, fighting and fighting. So that should be banned. Even the Sri Krishna, he is encouraging his disciple to fight. And everywhere it is fighting. Ma Durga, Ma Kali, Ganesha, Shiva, everybody is holding the arms and armaments. What type of religion is this? It should be banned. And majority of the Hindus also don't understand what is this. And nowadays some of the people, some Hindus, to boost up the Hindu, the ideology, they are depicting Rama and Bhagavan, Swami Vivekananda, all like a hero, they are standing. They are of course heroes, but not to fight, not to kill others, but to fight their own lower instincts. So all the armaments that we see, not to apply for the outside, it is for the inside. You have to fight with your own mind, lower instincts. And the Shiva, when cutting the head of his own son, look at it. The person who is after the sadhana, after the blessings of the mother, getting all the yogic power, who is he? The son of Shiva. He is spiritual and he is developing, but only one place, that ego, I can do. Then the Lord, the Supreme Lord, the Shiva comes and then as if remove the ego. That when he is removing the ego, as if cutting the head. And then once again giving the head back and bringing him into life. How? Giving everything. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, what is God? To give the definition of God, Vivekananda said, unselfishness is God. And this unselfishness gives everything, whatever you want. Then he said, by practicing unselfishness, we could get everything, but we don't have the patience to practice it. Through unselfishness, we can get everything, the name, fame, prosperity, whatever we want. But we don't have the patience to practice it. The moment you realize God, whatever you want, you will get. And the same thing, through story, again, in the Chandi we find one king, one businessman. They went to the jungle and they worshipped the goddess Durga. When the Ma Durga appeared before them and she told, what do you want? The businessman told, I don't want anything but mukti. But the king told, I want the big kingdom. And both were given the blessings. So the Jagat and the Adhyatmikata both can be achieved by realizing that unselfishness is more paying, but we don't have the patience to practice it. So this is the story that we find. If we don't honor the Ganesha, we fail in everything. The story begins with that in the Linga Purana. Why the gods are not successful? They are trying to do everything, but they are failing in every step. And they went to the Shiva, and the Shiva looked to the Parvati. Parvati created a small, wonderful child. It's a Ganesha. And then afterwards what? This Ganesha, Gana Isha. Gana means everything. Isha means God. Ishavasham idam sarvam. Isha means God. The God pervading everything. If you try to insult someone, cheat someone, how can we expect that God will bless you? Because that is also God, a part of God, manifestation of God in different forms. And that is the reason Swami Vivekananda is telling, my gods are those whom by mistake you call as man, human. My gods are those. Then he said, one step ahead, my special object of worship are the poor, the downtrodden, the illiterate, the oppressed. Because they are also gods. Manifestation of God is also there. But right this moment, they are in that condition. If you go and help them, the God within that beings will be so happy. And you will get the blessings. This is called jnana. And this is the knowledge that we have to understand in this fashion. Otherwise, we cannot. Now the Ganapati, they will be telling some stories having the two tasks. Elephant task, two. One is broken. Why? Then again there is a story. And they said that once Ganesha was going, suddenly Parashuram came. Parashuram is a great devotee of Shiva. And Shiva gave his own axe to Parashuram to establish religion. By destroying the evil, to establish religion. Parashuram, he was moving like that. And the story says that Ganesha came on his way. Parashuram said, you go away. Now I am going. So you go aside, so I should go. I am senior. Then the Ganesha said, how can that be? If you like to go, then I also like to go. And I have come fast. I should go fast. So allow me to cross, then you come. Parashuram got angry, and he was that person like that. And he challenged Ganesha. Ganesha was the son of Shiva. Parashuram was the devotee of Shiva. The son naturally having all the power of his father, more power than the devotee. Then the Ganesha first bitten him. It was the first opportunity, Ganesha bitten him. Then he rose up, and to kill that boy, Ganesha, he threw the axe. Ganesha immediately looked at the axe and identified, this is the gift that my father has given to him. If I deny this, I can. But it will be insult to the father. It is all powerful. So I must have to give the respect to my father's power that he has given to the Parashurama. So with one task, he accepted that and it broke. That is the story. Swami Vivekananda, he is the son of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna himself entered into him. He was Sri Ramakrishna himself. He went to Kashmir. And naturally, when the God anywhere, the people are attracted to him. A personality like Vivekananda. And people, they all were coming to Vivekananda in Kashmir. There was another fakir. Fakir means they follow the Muslim ideology, but to some extent, the Hindu ideology, the mixed. So these fakirs are respected in India. And this fakir was there. The people, the disciples of the fakir, they were attracted by the Vivekananda, started visiting Vivekananda. Fakir was not getting anything. So slowly he became agitated. Then one day he was also having some power, spiritual power, miraculous power. Then he said, oh, you people are going to that person? Okay. I will curse him and he will develop tremendous pain in his body and he will leave this area, Kashmir, within 2 days. Then he gave the curse. And truly, Vivekananda started feeling so much of pain, stomach pain. He had to come down. And Vivekananda came for the teachings of the ordinary people, he came to the Ma Sharadamani Devi and complained to her, Ma, your Thakur, this time it is not my Thakur, it is now your Thakur. Ma, your Thakur has no power. Look at it. So ordinary fakir over there in Kashmir, he cast, and I really had to suffer, and I had no other way but to come down. Thakur didn't save me. Then the answer of the mother, that tallies. The story of the Ganesha. Mother said, the power of that fakir is also given by Sri Ramakrishna. Who has gave the power of that fakir? Whatever he says, curses, that is come to true. What that power? Who gave? God himself. And who is the God? Sri Ramakrishna. Now, son, tell me, when you are suffering, is it not the suffering of that same Sri Ramakrishna? Are you separate from Sri Ramakrishna? When you are suffering, it is Sri Ramakrishna suffering. But he is keeping his words, because he has given that power to that fakir. Fakir, through his austerity, got that power. Now that power he has applied on you. Now you have to suffer. Look at it. Similarly, we find Ganesh is suffering because Ganesh is no separate than the Shiva himself. Shiva himself is suffering because he has given that boon to Parashuram. So these are the stories. And the second story they say, the Ganesha, the tradition, he was writing Mahabharata. And the Vyasa, Vishala Buddhe, is very intelligent. He was going on telling the stories after stories. Ganesha, when he was writing with the ordinary pen, it was not moving so fast. So he broke half of his task, make it a pen, and then started writing. So that means it shows that the God himself is giving away all his thing for the development of the human being. This Ganapati, according to the Hindu tradition, this is the speciality of the Hindu. After telling this, I will stop. This Ganapati, according to the North Indian Ganesha, often shows married to two daughters of Brahma. One name is Buddhi, another Siddhi. The Ganapati, in the southern and eastern part of India, he is a celebrate. Why celebrate? Because he saw mother in all being. Matri Bhava, mother in every being. So naturally, when the Ma Sharadamani Devi, someone asked her, usually we see in all our scriptures, when the God comes with the Shakti and they do their job over here, establishing Dharma in their own way, but before they go away, give away their body, they send back their Shakti. This time we find the Sri Ramakrishna kept you over here. You are the Sri Ramakrishna Shakti. Why? Then the answer of the mother. You know, son, this time Sri Ramakrishna came to rise the power of Matri Shakti. And he looked upon each and every being as the goddess mother. And what is mother? Purity. This purity in every being. The same thing, I will remind you, it's said about by Swami Vivekananda. Each soul is potentially divine. That is Matri Shakti. What is mother? It is not a lady body who is giving the birth of child. No. Purity. That is called Matritva. And that purity means he loves everything. That purity loves everything. It cannot say no to anyone. That's why this Matri Shakti everywhere. This time Sri Ramakrishna has come to rouse that Matri Shakti, that purity. Jesus also is telling, blessed are those who are pure in heart. That it is there. How? We can't find it. That's why Swamiji is telling, potentially divine. You have to manifest it. Everything is there, but you have to manifest it. Potentially divine. In the seed, the tree is there, potentially. But if you only put the seed in the earth, give little water, get oxygen, then the light, sunlight, then only it manifests. Similarly, within the heart of every being, potentially purity is there. And that purity should be manifested. Then only we can. The Ganesha, he was celebrated in the southern and eastern India. But northern India, they find that Ganesha is having two wives. Who are those? Buddhi and Siddhi. Buddhi, Siddhi, that means the moment you realize God or develop the power of God, you get these two things. First, intellect. Buddhi. And what is the intellect? That he can become fast in the class. He will get all the certificates in the from the university. Is a Buddhiman? No. Intellect means he can discriminate from bad and good. That is intellect. And Siddhi means the moment the person is having that intellect, he is successful everywhere. So Buddhi, that is totally different, is the power to discriminate. There are some people who never attended school, but they had the tremendous power. I won't quote the name of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, who never attended school. But people say that he is God. Obviously, he will have that type of buddhi, the knowledge. There are many other people, discrimination is perfect. They understand what is good and what is bad. Why we are suffering? Because of these things only. We do not understand what is good and what is bad. Majority of the people, everywhere you go, they will be following only. So when some people are telling, what is the difference of a leader and the followers? This buddhi. If the buddhi may be applied in a good way or bad, that is different. But they can take the decision and they can motivate the people and they will all follow him. So why this difference? One person can control thousands and thousands of people. Why? How? Buddhi. So this buddhi, if it is properly channelized, gets the siddhi. Siddhi means spiritual success. So these are the two. And why celebration? The people, they will be celebrated. The Ganesh is a celebrate because of the Matri Jnana. Everywhere the mother. How it came? One, so Ganesha was playing. He was a small little boy, and naturally, as is the nature of the children, they are playing with a cat. The cat was there. And when the cat was trying to hide, it will drag the cat from the tail and then sometime beat the cat, and like this, that. After all the play, Ganesha went to mother and found all over her body scratches. The Ganesha asked, Mother, what happened? It is you, son. You have bitten me so much. I had to have all the bruises and the scratches all over. I am now in great pain because of you. You have bitten me. Ganesha was taken aback. Me? I was playing over there with the cat. Then the mother said, Divine Mother said, Parvati said, I am in that cat. This is Hinduism. And remember the story of the Ma Sharadamani Devi, when she was coming away from the Jairambati, She was also had a pet, a cat. The brahmachari over there was not liking the cat. And she said to the brahmachari, I am going away, please take care of the cat. Brahmachari perhaps said, who? Hearing that, the way he replied, mother understood that he may be giving the food, but not with the care. Then she said, remember, I am in that cat. This is Hinduism. And why we worship the cow, the animals, the trees, the hills, the river? Because in everything we like to, and we must try to see the manifestation of God and nothing else. Sentient and insentient, living or dead, in everything we must see the God's manifestation, and that is the story of Ganesha. And he is so big, particularly his belly is so big, almost half of it is coming on his lower garment. Why? Because he is the Brahmanda. The Ganesha is the full. So the symbolic Hinduism we have to understand. I am sorry, today almost the whole time is over with the Ganesha. And this Ganapati Bappa we call father. Why Ganapati Bappa father? He just like father, takes care of us. Sometimes scolding, punishing, but always with a watchful eye. That's why he is Bappa. At the same time, he's just like a small child. We feel like taking care of him. He wants the play, he wants to go here and there. And sometimes we find in our, Hindus are broad-minded, they don't mind. So anyone can do anything. They will be painting Ganapati in different way, and there will be animated pictures also with the Ganesha, all the children. But the people who are doing it must read the inner meaning of the Ganesha. Otherwise, they will be giving a wrong knowledge to our younger generation. The Ganapati Bappa, the Ganesha, is a symbol, unique symbol of Hinduism. He is the full, he is the whole, and that is why he is Ganapati. All we belong to him only, this Gana. He is very powerful. That's why the trunk of the elephant, very powerful. And if we can understand that, we can understand the Ganapati. Now, let us pray to Ganapati, and today we will conclude. You have got this paper with you? You see, it must be there. You distribute. Many of you must be knowing it. Even then, when they are prepared, it is better too. Vakratundam Mahakayam Suryo Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. Vakratundam Mahakayam, as we were explaining, the very powerful that is Ganesha, the trunk, and then huge because the Brahmanda, Mahakayam, but his power is Surya Koti, the crores and crores of sun. He is so powerful. Samaprabha, that is his effulgence. And what he can do, Nirvignam, he can remove all the obstacles from our path. Sarva Karyesu Sarvada, in all of our efforts, we must pray to the Ganesha. Every morning, when the sun is rising, thousands of Hindus, devout Hindus, they will be standing by the side of the Ganga and seeing the sunrise. They will be chanting this. Vakratundam Mahakaya Suryo Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarva Karyesu Sarvada. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. The coming Saturday I will go to the Maharashtra Mandal. They are organizing a program. It seems it will be here at Lemon Temple, Hindu temple. So it will be in the noon time. I will go over there at 2:30, something like that. And I will be speaking on the Ganesha there also for 10-15 minutes. So this today, as we promised, we have discussed about the Ganesha, but we could not touch the Panchama Veda Vachanamrita. Next day we will again read. And in our English translation book, this portion I do not know why it is not there in a chronological Bengali Kathamrita, the Gospel. There is a chapter, full chapter, that Sri Ramakrishna is visiting Pranakrishna's Mukhopadhyay house at Shampukur. The wonderful conversation is going on between the Sri Ramakrishna and the devotees, but that is not there in the English. I do not know whether they have translated and added in the afterwards in some other chapter, but next day we will read that one right from the Bengali, and then we will discuss about that.